Hey everybody, I'm Marcus, the COO and co-founder of Origami Labs. We make cool voice, software, and hardware products. And I'm really happy to be here and be a mentor for 92 Express. This is really understandable. I think there's a lot of concerns that your baby that you've worked very hard to design, to fund for, to market, and now you're trying to bring it to life is going to get copied. And I think we've heard a lot of our friends in the hardware space to split up the manufacturing. Now this does make a lot of sense. I think especially if there are particularly sort of innovative components, you may want to split that out into another manufacturer and then have other components such as the housing or the electronics assembly put somewhere else. Now, if it's so straightforward, then why doesn't everybody do it? I think the question, at least for us, would come down to it adds complexity. And when you are a small team and you don't have as much bandwidth or experience managing multiple vendors and factories at the same time, what you could find is that you've exchanged one problem that is very far away, getting copied, for another problem that is here with you today. And having the bandwidth and the energy to coordinate between all those manufacturers can be very tricky. A situation we found is essentially, when we were choosing who would make the housing for the product and who would do the final assembly, we decided to do it under the same roof. We chose this because we felt that this was one of the critical parts, and how they came together was going to be very tight requirements, and it was going to be a very easy game of blaming each other if for some reason these parts didn't come together. The assembler will say, I can't assemble it because the casing maker did a poor job, and then we would be stuck in the middle. And so we'd rather consolidate who we held accountable and just were able to deal with one vendor who would have the ability to solve the problem by themselves. And so it's a conversation I think that will be specific to individual companies and individual products. But at least from our side, it came down to speed and complexity on how we chose to create a defensible product by splitting up the manufacturing. Of course, there's more to defensibility than just the product part, and there's a lot more around how you bring your product to market and the types of partners that you make. But manufacturing is one of those places you can add defensibility to your product.